Hey everybody, it's Derek Shank of Peak Performance Coaching, and as of the point of this video, I have been in real estate for about 16 years. I've been an associate broker, designated broker, licensed in multiple states, a team leader of a real estate brokerage, coaching agents for over 11 years. And I've always been intrigued what separates the good from the great. So, I did one series of what was the top 10 traits of highly successful agents, and now I want to share with you the top 8 reasons agents fail. What's the top 8 reasons why agents fail as well? So let's get into it. I encourage you to please start writing these down. Number one of the reasons why, top 8 reasons why agents fail, is they waited for repeat and referral business to come to them. So if you're not staying in contact with your past clients, someone else is. So sometimes people say, hey, I just got into real estate. I posted, hey, everybody, if you know anybody looking to buy or sell or invest in real estate, please let me know. And then 6 months later, you get upset because your best friend or your cousin bought from somebody else. Well, maybe you were in insurance before. They're still thinking of you as that insurance agent. Or maybe you were in the military before. They're still thinking of you as the military guy, right? So you got to stay top of mind awareness so they know what you do. And so you got to stay in front of them and keep reaching out to repeat and referral business. Some people just sit by the phone. They wait for them to come to them. Well, you got to build your database. In real estate, we call it, or in coaching, we call it your data bank, because that's where the money is. The cost per lead is cheaper. The conversion rates are better. And it's not just monetary. The bank of relationships is much stronger in your sphere of influence. So when you have your data bank, you got to build a moat around your data bank and protect it. Because if you are not staying in contact with your database, someone else is. You think, oh, I did a great job for someone 5 years ago. If they ever need real estate again, they'll let me know. Well, maybe you did a great job, but someone else has been providing value consistently, and that other person is top of mind awareness. So whenever they need to make a decision, they're the one they're going to call and think of. So you need to stay consistent and stay in touch with your past clients. Number 2, they generate business inconsistently. Is something agents that fail do, is inconsistent. Once again, you get a deal, you babysit one deal, you don't do any lead generation, you get one closing, and there's nothing in the pipeline. Or what I've seen is, people, like I said, they lead generate until they get a deal. And once they get that one deal, then they just babysit it. They don't do any more lead generation. They get a check, nothing in the pipeline, and now this starts going down. Or a lot of people, it's all based on the size of their bank account, right? There's nothing in a bank account. They lead generate their brains out, right? They get some deals. They build up their bank account with some closings. Oh, look at me. I got a bunch of money in savings. And then they start draining, and then they have nothing in a pipeline. Right? Now they start draining the savings and they start lead generating again. That's exhausting. That is exhausting financially, emotionally, of paying off debt and gaining debt, and then spouse and partners, and there's typically what do spouse and partners fight about? Money, right? And so that's exhausting, and worrying about your business and things where you have a great high and the great lows. Now you're an independent contractor. There's going to be some dips. There's going to be some hills and valleys. But instead of this, if we can even them out and do this, how do you do that? It's through consistency. So it's generating your business more consistent. Number 3, they don't qualify their leads. The bad leads hide the good leads, right? So you start working on a lead, you spend all this time with the lead, and they're not qualified, and then they disappear, and you spend all this time. So, I don't know, let me just share a quick story. So I remember one time, a friend of mine, I thought he was a good friend of mine. A friend of mine, he called up and said, hey, I'm thinking about buying this house over here on 123 Oakcrest. I was wondering if you could show it to me this afternoon. Well, where I was, the average home was about $350. This was like a $700,000 house. It's like, well, heck yeah. Yeah, I'll skip lunch and I'll come and see you. Absolutely. So I go and I show him the house, and you know what it's like whenever you open the door and you walk in and they walk by you, and you watch their eyes. When you watch their eyes, you can just see, when their eyes light up and they get this big, and they're just envisioning themselves in the house, and he was measuring out where, the piano would go and everything. It's like, oh, this is a lock, right? So whenever he's done showing the house stuff, he comes down and I said, all right, you ready to ride up? And he goes, I sure am. I'm going to go get a hold of my buddy Bob and have him ride up tonight. what? Buddy Bob? Who's Buddy Bob? He's like, oh, that's my agent. And yeah, I greatly appreciate, everything. Just I'll have him write up. And I said, why didn't you have him show you the house? And he goes, well, he was on vacation. He doesn't come in until later this afternoon. But I really wanted to take a look at the house. But I'll have him write it up. Thank you so much. He's really kind to show me the house. So all the way back to the office, I'm yelling and screaming at the steering wheel, right? Oh my God, who does he think he is? Waste my time like that. He had another agent. And I was yelling and screaming. Then I just stopped. And it's like, you know what? It wasn't his fault. It wasn't his fault. It was my fault because I didn't pre-qualify him on the phone, right? So I just typically think, whenever someone says, hey, would you want to come over to tell me what you think my house will be worth and list my house, or, I like to go look at homes. If we would spend another 5 minutes on the phone pre-qualifying, it would save us hours and hours out in the field. So it's all about making sure they're pre-qualified. Are they ready, willing, and able, right? Ready. Are they ready? Mentally, emotionally, are they ready? Are they able? Are they financially able? Right? And then are they ready? Everybody talks about, ready, willing, and able. They ready. Well, a lot of people are ready, but they're not able to, right? They're not pre-approved. They're not able to. They're not in a situation. They're not to do it. So number one, you got to pre-qualify your leads. Do those pre-qual questions. A few more minutes here will save you hours and hours out there. Number four, they don't qualify their listing appointment. Same thing. I've been in a listing appointment to where someone said, hey, will you come over? Let me know my house is worth. And I said, sure. I ran over there. Sitting down within 5 minutes, I knew they were just kicking tires. They had no intentions. And there was, the hour doing a CMA, an hour driving there, an hour with him, an hour back. That 4 hours was 4 hours. I could have been lead generating, finding a real lead, or 4 hours with my family. And it was my fault because I did not pre-qualify. Number five, they fail because they overpriced their listings, right? You just got to be a Zen master and know how to price at the highest level. You need to take appraisal classes, the highest level classes. You need to be able to look through the eyes of not just a seller, but as a buyer as well. And you need to be able to convey that information to a client. So when it's worth this and the client thinks it's this, how are you able to coach them into sharing what the market is telling us, and also the negative things that could happen if we try to guess the market and we try to play the high low game. So you need to be able to price it accurately, and then just stick to your guns and know how to coach to that. Number six, spend too much time and money on marketing and advertising, especially in the beginning, right? So ideally, you need to be focusing on lead prospecting with your sphere of influence. Number one, your sphere of influence and prospecting. So, there's a quote, and hopefully I get it pretty accurate, but it's like Michael Jordan. He said, I missed over 9,000 shots in my career. 26 times I was given a game-winning shot and missed. Over and over and over again, I have failed, and that's why I succeed. Right? So the truth is, those who lead prospect, the ones who fail the most, win. We talk about what separates the good from the great. The great fail more times in a day that the unsuccessful agents are willing to try. Yeah, chew on that for a while. And you're going to build your business, especially in those first few years. You're going to build it one of two ways. You're going to build it by sweat equity or check equity. That's right. Sweat equity or check equity. Sweat equity, you're putting in the work. You're making the calls. You're knocking on doors. You're doing the events. You're shaking hands. You're kissing babies. You're doing all the work. Or you're writing checks. You're writing checks, doing marketing here, those ads there, marketing there, and you're throwing the money out there, hoping it comes back, right? Now, maybe a little bit more along in your career, you can do a little bit more of that, but you got to put in the work. You got to put the work in, especially those first couple of years. So make sure that you're prospecting based, marketing enhanced. Number seven, they don't track their numbers. The numbers are the language of the business. So track, review, and improve. If you are not tracking your numbers, you're not a business owner. And you want to know who doesn't? You want to know who doesn't make it in real estate? Real estate agents. Real estate agents don't make it in real estate. And real estate agents don't track their numbers. Business owners do. So if you want to, number one, survive in real estate, and if you want to succeed and reach a level of significance, you want to be a high-level agent, a high-level business owner, you track your numbers. And then number 8, the agents that fail, they have no plan, no accountability, and they have no structure. They're winging it, and that's the kind of business that they have, and that's the life that they lead. So these are the main 8 reasons why I find that agents fail, and this is almost in any market at all different times. So once again, you can just read this, listen to it, go, that's great. But what separates the good from the great is what the people who take action. So out of these 8 reasons why agents fail, I want you to circle the one that you definitely want to avoid, or maybe circle the one that you know that you've fallen into, because everybody here, including myself, fall into one of these categories. So circle the category that you know you fall into, that you want to avoid being sucked into that, so you are one of the great and not one of the good. Circle it, and then what is the one action step that you have control over? Not, I hope this happens, something that you physically have control over, that you can do something about, and you are willing and able to do, and an action step you can take in the next 24 hours. Because we find those who take action in the next 24 hours, even if it's the smallest little thing, are the ones most likely to hit that goal. So which one of these? Number 1, circle the one that you know you fall into. What is the action step that you know that you can take in the next 24 hours? And you got to commit to doing that. You do that, that's what will take you from being good, or the agents that fail, to one of the great, and to the agents that succeed. So my name is Derek from Peak Performance Coaching. I encourage everybody to pursue their passion, and I appreciate you listening to me today. Everybody take care. Bye-bye.